my name is Blair, and today I'm going to be reviewing 2 books. That is right, this is a double review. Double review. These books have nothing to do with each other. Let's go into story time. Right now, it is Thursday, and on Tuesday, I picked up Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe from my library and read it that night. I stayed up till about 2:30. Then the next day, I reread the ending, from page 200 to the end, just because it was so amazing, and then I was like, I can't mourn, I can't do it. So I went and picked up the beginning of everything. So the first book I read was Aristotle and Dante Discovered the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Saenz. And this book was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I read it in 5 hours. It was so incredible. Synopsis of the book, it's about 2 boys, Aristotle and Dante, and it's basically their life for about a year and a half. And there's not much of a plot, but that can be seen as a very, very good thing. It was really, really amazing, very eye-opening. It had so many good quotes, the writing was amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. Then, The Beginning of Everything by Robyn Schneider. This book was also really, really good. I gave this book 3.5 stars. I'll explain deeply why I didn't like it as much in the spoiler section. I will tell you, I'm not going to do a spoiler section for Aristotle and Dante just because I flew through it and it was so amazing. There's not much to talk about. I mean, obviously I had some favorite parts, but I think you should just read it and you will understand how amazing it is. And I'll talk about it more, but this book is about a boy named Ezra, and he's the king of high school. He's on the tennis team. He owns everything. But when he's around his friends, he thinks of jokes and stuff, but doesn't actually speak. He doesn't really stand up for himself or be who he truly is. And he gets into a car accident his junior year and he can't play tennis anymore. So he's pretty much rejected senior year. Everybody invites him back into the cool kid group, but he obviously feels different. So he starts hanging out with his old best friend, Toby, and they start hanging out and he joins debate club, or Toby signs him up for it, and then he meets a girl named Cassidy. And Cassidy kind of changes everything, and he falls in love with her, and he starts realizing that he doesn't really know who he is, and she kind of helps him find who he is, and it's really hilarious. And I'll get deeper into maybe why I docked some stars and other stuff later on in the review. Okay, so for Aristotle and Dante, I just thought I would talk a little bit about it. Basically, I love this book so much. I think my favorite part was just the love. You guys know I am a sucker for love. I have read LGBT books before, like Will Grayson, but this one was so different, and I loved how different it was, and it warmed my heart. And I haven't written a review on my blog or Goodreads, but the only thing I would write is beautiful. It was sincerely beautiful, and it was so amazing. The perspective we are in is Aristotle's, and he's very, very dark, and he doesn't know who he is, and he has all these conflicts going on in his brain, and he doesn't have any friends, and one day he meets Dante at the pool, and they become best friends, and it's basically their lives, and it's really, really good. There is a climax, but just a tiny little mountain of a climax. And so basically it's just his life, and what he thinks about is so philosophical, which is interesting because his name is Aristotle. It's just a really, 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 really good story, and if you need a new book to pick up that's short, I read this 10 pages before I left to go do life, and then I came back and I finished it at 2:30, so I just barreled through it, and it was so good, and it left such an amazing impression on me, and I will never forget this book. It is incredible. Okay, so for a little in-depth review on The Beginning of Everything, I read this in 2 sittings, actually. It's pretty short. As much as I liked this book, it just didn't feel like a yes like Aristotle and Dante. It was good, but it wasn't like amazing. Like, it wasn't like an Anne and the French Kiss. I really liked the boy perspective, how we got to see him fall in love. I mean, I would like to have seen it a little deeper, like with Slammed or Point of Retreat. We saw Will's perspective, and if you haven't read the book, then I'm sorry, but we got to see it really in depth. And I mean, maybe that's because he's a high school student and he doesn't have that many feelings. But I just wanted to see him fall in love in more of a deeper way. Like, it seemed very thin. I also really enjoyed the high school stereotypes. I don't know why, but I love stories that have the jocks and the nerds. It's just, I'm so weird about that, but I really like it. I think it's probably because I really enjoy High School Musical. I loved the main character. Ezra was really cool. I liked seeing his story. The deeper we got into the book, we started to realize that he does have these deep thoughts. He is smart, and he's cool, and he's a nerd, and I loved how he fell in love. I definitely recommend this book, and I'm going to move on to spoilery for this book. There's going to be no spoilery for Aristotle and Dante, just because it was so amazing. There's not much I have to say about it. Because I was reading it so quickly, I didn't really take any notes on it. It's just so good. But I did have time to take some notes on the beginning of everything, so stay tuned if you have read the book. If you have not read the book, then please leave now. If you guys have read either of these books, please post on Instagram or Twitter and use the hashtag Blair's Books. Spoilery for a double review. Had to touch up my lips. They were going a little pink. I need them to be purple. So I'm going to start off with my favorite quote. It is actually the last sentence of the story, and it left such a great impression on me that I'm going to read it to you. And like old times, let's do some black and white. I do know that I spent a long time existing, and now I intend to live. This quote will probably end up in my quote corner. If you guys have any suggestions for my quote corner, like amazing quotes from amazing books that maybe I've read, then please comment them because I will make a poster and I will credit you. Okay, so the reason why I docked this book some points was just because it had a lot of clipped edges to the details. I felt like the party scenes were great, they were very detailed, I liked that, but things like getting to know Cassidy clipped. And maybe there was a purpose for that. But there was I can't remember the exact spots, but it felt very clipped. It wasn't as deep as I wanted it to go. In a way, it felt like Paper Towns, how Cassidy, we didn't really know her at all, we barely knew who she was, and that's why he fell in love with her, kind of like Margot Roth Spiegelman. Q just fell in love with her because he created a fake version of her, and that's what I think Ezra did. And that's definitely a compliment, Robyn, if you're watching this. It's a compliment. Paper Towns is an amazing novel. I'm just saying it's been done before. The climax to Cassidy and her brother and stuff was meh. It was fine. I just wish that it would have been whoo, yeah, holla. You know what I'm saying? It felt really Cassidy. The dog died and she just leaves. It's you've got to be kidding me. And I understand it's for the story, but I just wish they would have been together because I really liked Cassidy, and I think Ezra and her were a very nice pair. I loved the debate team. I loved that. Their little group was so hilarious, and I loved the parties when they were at the debate place, and I liked how Toby was all cool, and that's my favorite part. The characters were my favorite part. I liked Phoebe. I liked Luke. I liked Toby. I liked all of them. Austin. I liked Cassidy. I liked Ezra. I liked the jocks. I liked the cheerleaders. They were just great. I felt like the characters were awesome. I mean, Cassidy was a little underdeveloped, but that was for a purpose. So that's the thing that I probably liked the most about this book, and I really liked Ezra. He was awesome to read from his perspective. And that is all I have to say about the beginning of everything. It was a very good book. I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a short read. It's very short. And if you guys have any recommendations for me based on these books, then please comment below because I have a lot of to reads on Goodreads, but I need more. This is what people do when you're a YouTuber. You do half of your head. You see? do you see? So yeah, that is my review for you guys today. I really hope today, oh, I'm definitely Minnesotan, don't you know? How are you doing? Oh, that's good. That's good for you. Do you want some tapioca? Oh, no? Okay, all right. See you later then. If you guys have an Instagram or Twitter, all my links will be in the description. But also, if you've read these books, then please post on Instagram or Twitter and use the hashtag Blair's Books, and I'll look at them. And you can like, comment, and subscribe. All right, see you guys next time. Bye!